Hello everyone, Zelrant here, and with Yoohee coming out tomorrow, as well as the rerun for Centaureissi, I thought now would be a good time to talk about whether or not you should pull. I think both units are in kind of a similar scenario right now, and so we'll kind of start with Centaureissi here, since she's already come out, and this is just her rerun. One of the big things is the burn team is coming online now that we have Vector. You have QJ's expansion key, and so you're seeing that, man, that burn team can do some damage. And so Centaureissi is going to be, it is the sustain SSR, as well as some support for the burn team. One of the problems, though, that she still has is Senya is still better than her in terms of the support side of stuff, and you really don't need the sustain she can provide. So I think really nothing's kind of changed in terms of the decision-making process for her. If you didn't want her when she first came out, you're not really wanting her right now, and I think she's an easy skip, especially with Springfield coming up in the future, which is like an essential support for the Hydro team. And so putting pulls into her is just taking away from your potential to get Springfield, especially if you're like a free-to-play and low on pulls. She's a very easy skip right now to continue saving, because on the next banner, Yoohee, a majority of people are going to be able to skip that one. And so you can have 2 full patches of time to save up for your Springfield and hopefully be able to get V1 on her first go-around, as that is going to really amplify your Hydro damage the same or similar levels to your burn team. And so that kind of makes it to me where Centaureissi is an easy skip. If you didn't get her on when she came out, yeah, you really don't need to get her right now. And that kind of brings us into Yoohee now, which is in a very similar situation that you could say Centaureissi was at when she came out. And that is, right now, the physical team is still missing a lot of its key elements. One of the big things I wanted to come out with Yoohee when she came out was adding Faye to the standard banner. Faye is a physical pistol user that will eventually be a standard unit. They gave her out for free on the anniversary for CN. And then you can get dupes of her through the standard banner if you targeted her. And she's a really good unit, especially when you get a lot of dupes of her. And that at least would have gave a little bit more incentive. Because right now, we just have we don't have much at all. We have Diane as like the main damage dealer, which isn't heavy. And then your other carry, if you wanted another carry, like the other big carry, which is still a big carry even on CN at this point, is going to be a QJ without her expansion key, because her support actions at that point then do physical damage, which pairs well with Yoohee, so you can do that. Problem is, we just got Vector, and so your QJ is probably already taken up by the burn team, because Vector and the burn team together with Sharkery and all that is way better than, say, building the physical team with a QJ, Yoohee, Diane, and that. And so I think there's just not enough units out to want to pull Yoohee at this point. I doubt we're going to be getting Lainey before her rerun. And so right now, Yoohee, I think, is a skip and wait and see for her rerun. The big thing also is her V0 is really bad. Like, if you're going to go into the physical team, you need to at least get her V1. And if you're really wanting to get Lainey, you absolutely have to get Yoohee for Lainey. But like I said, we're most likely not getting Lainey before Yoohee's rerun. So you can just wait and see is kind of the way I go with that. Just wait and see what happens. Now, if you're all, and that also brings up the other team that you can see her being used heavily in on the CN side, and that is the electric team. One of the big things, though, on the electric team is they are using Yoohee V3. Her V3 is really where she starts to ramp up the ability to work outside of physical, and she is a really good support on the electric. But then that also brings the other thing. There's none of the limited ones for the electric team have come out yet for us. And there's 3 core ones you need for like the electric to really come online. First one being Leva, second one being Lena, and the other one being Andrus. And then you have other units like Belka or getting high dupes, Moz and Nagant if you really want to get that electric team going. And then you also have to invest into V3 Yoohee. And so that's a lot of pulls you're looking at, and you're hoping. I mean, if you're hoping that all 3 of those units are back to back to back. So you can really get them coming online. Because if they're not all back-to-back, that means you have time on Yoohee. Because Yoohee will rerun in 4 banners. And so you'll most likely have her rerun before we even have the full electric team ready to go. I think even if you're a heavy spender, she's still an easy skip for now. And wait until the electric team comes online if that's the direction you want to go with her. And that means you can conserve your pulls, and then you can see what happens. Maybe Springfield comes out. You can invest in her, see how good your luck was or bad your luck is, and then maybe that helps you make your decision on whether you want to go into V3 on Yoohee or not. So I think Yoohee is also a skip for now. I will be pulling a copy of her, simply because I'm just getting a copy of every single unit in the game. I'm a decently heavier spender on the game. Not going crazy though. I may very well just keep her at V0 and never invest in the physical team. We'll just kind of have to see what direction they go. I mean, when we have now Florence coming out, or PA 15, the Hydra team just keeps on winning. My decision for getting Springfield V6 has gone up with Florence, and we'll have to see her skill sets and all that, and we'll have to actually see her dupes and how good her dupes are. But Springfield's just looking better and better as the investment character. But we'll have time to see who the next big physical unit, as well as if you wait by skipping Yoohee now and waiting 4 banners from now to see whether or not you want to pick her up, you'll get to see the next 4 CN banners, which they did mention we still don't have the hyper carry for physical, meaning they very well could bring out someone that's insane on the physical side. And then you can go, okay, now I'm going to pull over Yoohee on her rerun, which is kind of the direction I'll be going on whether I want to get dupes or not for her. For now, it's just for the dorm meta. And if you're one of those people that loves the dorm meta and stuff and you're a spender, go ahead and get a copy of her because she does have a very good skin in the game. It's like the first big fan servicey one, in my opinion. I mean, you have like Klukai's free one they gave out and a couple others, but I think hers is really where they're starting to amp it up. I mean, we're seeing them amp it up even more with Florence now. And then you've seen some of the other ones. You have, I think Leva's was pretty crazy. Just all around, Robella's, I think, also. So they're really starting up the fan service on the skins, and hers is a big one in that department. It's kind of the direction I'm going there. As well as I really like her gun. Definitely what I probably will be getting for the skin. It overlooks pretty cool. At least the attachment pieces. I won't use the main gun, but the attachments I think will be cool on some of the units. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts. I thought I'd just make some simple ones here. I think for a lot of people, they've been drained of their pulls, so you're hurting really bad right now. I mean, you had Klukai, Mishti, Vector. I mean, and now Yoohee is... It's just, yeah, we need to save pulls. Springfield could come out at any time after Jahoy, and she's going to be... I think most people want to get her V1, and this is your opportunity to skip Yoohee and Centaureissi here, skip Jahoy. And that gives you basically a ton of time to save up pulls for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I kind of wanted to discuss. I don't think there was anything new at this point. Just a little bit of kind of just going through all the banners and stuff. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments whether or not you plan to pull either Centaureissi or Yoohee. But yeah, if you like my content, if you could like, comment, subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.